The day of my salvation, testimony 2, how God saved my life. Somewhere around 2001, I was with my brother. We're at the Cask and Cleaver Bar and Grill over there off Park Avenue in Palmdale, Victorville, California. If anybody knows where it's at, you'll know where I'm talking about. I just got out. I did a few-year stretch, and was out 14 days. Wasn't a very long time. And my brother said, "Hey, let's go out and have a beer with a buddy of mine. He's manager up there at the Cask and Cleaver Bar. I guess he played a couple of gigs up there, and for his band, promoting his band. And we went up there, and my brother said, "Come on, let's go, bro. We're gonna go have a couple of drinks." So we went up there and started drinking. Gonna go shoot a game of pool, and we got to the pool tables. Got up to the bar. I think I ordered a couple of rum and cokes. We had a couple shots of Crown and Crown Royal, and then we started playing pool. There was 2 or 3 pool tables in the place, I think. And back then, I used to be a pretty cocky fellow, pretty confident. My brother was pretty cocky himself, and we started playing some pool. We're shooting a game, and from across the bar, there's a pretty well-known gang up here in Victorville that was over there, 5 heads. I'm not going to go ahead and disclose the name of the gang, but they were active gang members. And I just got out of the penitentiary. I was out about 14 days, and we started shooting pool, and my brother looked across the bar and he said, "You see these guys, they're looking at us." I said, "Yeah, bro, I see them." And he motioned over me. He said, "I don't like the way this guy's looking at me." I said, "I don't like the way he's looking at you either." So we had decided that we were gonna go ahead and confront the guys, because we already had an inclination they were gonna confront us first. So I took my drink, pounded it down, took a shot of Crown. You know how you get when you're on alcohol. Your ego gets big, your head gets boasted, chest puffs up. So you know, you're bound to have something happen bad. Definitely the devil's work. He uses alcohol and drugs in all of us to create wars, because he's the Prince of Wars. And so I looked across the bar. I motioned to one of these guys, "Hey, what's up?" You know. My brother looked at the other guy, "Hey, what's up?" So they got hard, and told us, "Step outside." So we told them, "Go ahead, go first." And these guys, they're pretty good size fellas. You know, me and my brother, we ain't slouches, so it's two against 5, pretty good odds. And it's good in my book. And them guys walked out the door first. Me and my brother, we walked out shortly after them, and they were waiting for us at the front door. And as soon as I walked out the door, I cracked one of them. Ended up dropping him. My brother cracked the other guy, and then the other 3 rushed. I dropped 2 more, right and the left. My brother dropped the other guy, and before you know it, within a matter of about 15 seconds, we had 5 guys on the floor. And that was good enough for us. So we stepped back, started heading for the car. We're in a 1978 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. It was a V8. It was probably only running on 2 cylinders. It took about, I don't know, a minute and a half to get up to 25 miles per hour. So that was our getaway car that night, and we headed for the parking lot. Jumped in the car, started taking off out of the parking lot. These guys, they hopped in two vehicles. Uh, I'm not going to really go into details about the description of the vehicles, but they hopped in their cars. Their cars were definitely a lot faster than ours. And we started putting out of the parking lot in this big ass 1978 banana yellow Cadillac boat. And we made it about as far as Park Avenue. Hooked a ride on Park State, heading for Palmdale Road. And before you know it, these two cars had caught up to us. And all I heard was pop, 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 pop. Ting, 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 ting. Bullets are bouncing off the car every direction. And I told my brother, get down, get down, get down. So my brother, he's driving. We're heading up on Palmdale Road, right there where the Del Taco is, the park in Palmdale. And you know, me being fresh out, I was only out of the pen for about 14 days. So I told him, hey, hang a right, bro, hang a right. Hang a right onto Palmdale. Right as we were coming up on Palmdale, the car pulled right up next to my window. The guy pulls out a 9mm, points it right at my face. I mean, literally right at my face. And this is what it looked like. Like I was staring down the barrel of it. And then I heard him go, pop! And the gun went off. And the bullet, it came out of the barrel so slow. Like this. And I remember I told my brother, get down, get down, get down, bro, get down. So he got down on the, he got down like this, and I covered him up like this. Boom. Matter of fact, he was on this side, I was on this side. I covered him up like this. I literally seen the bullet come out of the gun. You know, the gun's like this. I seen the bullet come out of the gun. And I prayed to God. I prayed to Jesus. And I said, oh God, I knew it was the end of my time right there. And the bullet came out like in slow motion. Just off. Like an L. Straight for it and then turned and went. Again, this is another happened in my life where there's no scientific explanation for this, except for the fact of God had to be present. And I can tell you this: if there's one thing you want to believe in your life, and you believe in salvation, it's Jesus Christ. He'll deliver you in any situation. And that night again, there's another night in my life where He delivered me. And I don't know how. I couldn't explain the bullet coming out of the end of a 9mm and headed right for my head. You know. But I saw it come out of the gun. It was headed right here, and it went. Now, all my life, I used to be a gangbanger, and I gave it all up. And I can tell you this: I prayed right as he was pulling the trigger, and that bullet went away. And I couldn't explain it. I couldn't explain how it happened. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, except I know it was God. And I thank Him. I thanked Him that night. Now, I told my brother to hang a right on on Palmdale Road. Instead, he hooked a left. And if you guys know where Victorville, California is, when you hang a left on Palmdale, he hung a left towards the Del Taco, and then he hooked another right to get away. And we didn't make it as far as Del Taco, and they had a roadblock. The cops had a roadblock set up for us. They already had the call, description of the vehicles, and so they flagged us off to the side of the road. Get over the side of the road. They pulled us over, searched our car down, asked us what happened. We told them, we got shot at, and they said, yeah, you were just a casting cleaver. We said, yeah, and said, okay, we got a description of your vehicle being in a shooting, and two other vehicles. They asked us for the description of the vehicles, and they never caught them guys. There was about a good 100 rounds of bullet holes on the side of my brother's Cadillac, all over the place, all over the place, and we didn't get hit. And the only reason we didn't get hit that day is because of God. That's because I'm sitting right here before you right now. And that's another day of my salvation, my testimony too, for Believe Ministries. Uh, if I could tell you any one thing in this world, if you're ever in a scary situation, or that your life is going to be taken, if you just pray right then and you ask God to deliver you from the situation, He'll deliver you. And He delivered me. I've been out about 14 days, and so I was already on parole in Victorville, and because I was involved in a shooting, and I was actively on parole, even though they didn't find no weapons in the car, they didn't find no bullets, they didn't find no guns, because I was actively involved in a shooting. They had to give me a parole violation, and so I ended up going in, and I ended up doing another, I think it was a 4 to 6 month stretch before they let me back out again. They didn't find no gun, no bullets, no nothing. And we were the victims of a crime, and I still had to pay for that. 4 months out of my life, I had to pay for that. I think maybe 6. And it's alright. It's okay. I'm still here right now. But if I can tell you any one thing in this world, if you're in a scary situation and you don't know what's going to happen, your life is on the line, you pray to Jesus Christ and He'll deliver you from it. I can personally testify to that. I can personally testify to the fact that I seen a 9mm bullet take an L turn in front of my face, and He delivered me from that situation. My name is Jason Paul. I'm the founder of Believe Ministries, and this is testimony 2 of Inland Empire Gangster Saved by God. Thank you. Good night.